Okay, good morning, students. So, in continuation with yesterday's topic, we shall discuss on entry control loop. So, the two categories of loop control structure are entry control loop structure and exit control. Examples for entry control are while, for. You have advanced for 2, and for exit control it is do while. And the major difference between this entry control and exit control loop is in case of entry control loop, condition is tested first, and only if the condition is true. One second, let me share the screen. Okay. So entry control and exit control loop. So in the last class we discussed while loop. So what is the syntax for while loop? It is initialization of the loop control variable while following that test condition, then statements, and finally increment or decrement statement. That is, we are incrementing or decrementing the loop control variable. So this is the syntax for while, and the loop control variable is initialized here. The condition is tested, and this condition returns a Boolean value, and the test condition may be either a logical expression or a relational expression. If the condition is true, then the statements which are enclosed within this block gets executed, and at the end the initialized loop control variable is altered here. Either go for an increment or go for a decrement in order to control it, and this factor decides how many times the loop gets repeated. Okay, so yesterday we discussed an example to print numbers from 1 to 10, and I ask you to print the same 1 to 10 as well as 10 to 1 in reverse order. Okay, and in today's class we shall discuss on for loop and then exit control loop. See, the working of while loop and for loop is the same, only the syntax is different. And here in while loop, initialization you have to do it before starting the while, and increment or decrement you have to make it before ending the block. Okay, but here in case of for loop, all comes in a single statement. For, the syntax is for initialization, test condition, increment or decrement, then comes body of the loop, statements. Okay, and for example, for I equal to 0, I have to declare I equal to 0, or let us start with 1, I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I equal to I plus 1. Okay, if so, print system dot out dot println of I. That's it. Okay, so how this gets executed? So this is the initial condition of the loop control variable. Okay, say I equal to 1, right? And the test condition is 1 less than or equal to 10. And in this case, this is true. So if this is true, you execute the statement. So what happens? Imagine this is the output screen. System.out.println of I. So one will be printed. Okay, one will be printed, and then this increment or decrement happens. So since we have given an increment statement there, I equal to I plus 1. So I becomes 2. Okay. And now during the second iteration, the value of I is 2, and this 2 less than or equal to 10. Again, this is the test condition which is true, returns true. So the body of the loop gets executed. You have to print I. So 2 gets printed, and then increment the value of I by 1. So it becomes 3, and it goes on. Okay. Then at one point of time, the value of I is equal to 10, and 10 less than or equal to 10. The condition is true. So if the condition is true, what happens? 10 will be displayed, and again the value of I gets incremented. So now the value of I is 11. So during the next iteration, the value of I is 11, and I less than or equal to 10. That is 11 less than or equal to 10. Here the condition goes false. Okay. And since the condition is false, the statement enclosed within this block will never get executed and exit from the loop. Okay, fine. So this is what about for loop. And in these two cases, whether it is while loop or it is for loop, initialization is done. Then after that, the condition is tested. So only if the condition is true, the body of the loop gets executed. Say for example, if I'm initializing the value here as 12. Okay. So I is equal to 12 here, right? I is equal to 12, and 12 less than or equal to 10. The condition is false here. So if it is false, the uh, the body of the loop will never gets executed. So the entry is controlled at this point. Only if the condition is true, the body of the statement gets executed in while as well as in for loop. Okay. But in case of exit control, it's not the case. Whatever may be the initialization done, whatever may be the test condition, the body of the loop is executed once. Only after that the condition is tested, and if the condition fails, then if the condition is true, the body of the loop will be repeated, and if the condition fails, exits from the loop. The control exits from the loop. Okay. Yes, the syntax is initialization. This is for exit control loop. Initialization, do, you can have statements here, then close the block while test condition. So the increment or decrement of the loop control variable can be done here. Clear? So actually what happens here is initialization done. Do, there is no condition to be tested here, and automatically the body of the statement gets executed, and this increment or decrement statement is also executed. Then after that the condition is tested. So if the condition is true, then the body of the loop gets executed. In case if the condition is false, the control, the program flow control exits from the loop and it starts from executing here. Clear? So for example, say I equal to 1, do system dot out dot println of I while I less than or equal to 10. So this will be repeated until the value of I is 10. I haven't done increment or decrement. So now what happens? The loop goes infinite. So in order to control that, I equal to I plus 1. Clear? So now let us discuss this part alone. Say I is equal to 1 and no condition is tested initially. Directly system.out.println of I. So 1 will be printed and then we are incrementing the value of I. It becomes 2. So 2 less than or equal to 10. The condition is true. If true, the body of the loop gets executed and this is the body of the loop. So we are printing I 2 and then again I is incremented 3 and the condition 3 less than or equal to 10, which is true. So again, if it is true, the body of the loop is repeated. So it goes on. The same way at one point, the value of I becomes 11. So 11 less than or equal to 10. Here the condition goes false. So the program control flow exits from the do while loop. Okay. So whatever may be the test condition, the body of the loop is executed once. Right. The body of the loop is executed once. After that only the condition is tested. That is why it is said to be exit control loop. So at the point of exit, the condition is tested in exit control loop, and in entry control loop, at the point of entering into the loop, the the condition is tested. This is the major difference between entry control loop and exit control loop. Okay, and what you have to do today is you have to design a calculator, use switch case, and to display the menu use do while loop. Okay, use do while loop control structure, use switch case, and try to display a calculator. Your output, expected output should be like this. So you must get a menu like 1 add, 2 subtract, 3 multiply, 4 divide. Okay, then actually at the beginning you have to enter 2 inputs. Enter the value of A, enter the value of B, then this menu gets displayed and you have to enter which operation you would like to perform. Enter the operation. So if the operation is 2, the difference of the two numbers should get printed. If the operation is 4, the quotient should be printed. If the operation is other than 1, 2, 3, 4, then your calculator program should terminate. Okay. So kindly do this in online GDB, execute it, and I request all the students to post the link. Okay, do not forget. Thank you.